What's up? This is your boy Jason coming at you one more again. Topic of tonight is show y'all my spring case where I keep my springs and kind of how I decide what spring rates or if I see somebody set up what spring rate they have. What I might have, like I don't have all the springs. It gets expensive to buy springs, but this one Kyosho spring or front spring or whatever was $20 just for this one. You can buy a whole pack of like associated springs for that price. Yokomo same. The Yokomo Kyosho springs, it's a Yokomo spring. That's the green scout, like a tan tint to it. And that's a Kyosho X Gear springs. Both these springs are like some of the best springs you can buy now. And the price reflects it. What makes these springs good is, to me, in my opinion, it felt like when the car was going into a corner, these springs were consistent all throughout the contraction of the suspension. Like when it felt like when the car was going through a corner and it was leaning, they were just consistent. Where other springs or cheaper springs, you go through a corner and it holds, and then it's a point in the spring where the car just dips, like it's just inconsistent. It's consistent to a certain point, and you go into that corner, and then like the spring kind of gives away. And the Yokomo and Kyosho springs don't do that. They're consistent throughout, but you're gonna pay a price tag. And I'll show y'all kind of like how I got my spring box set up here. But here we go. Okay, here's a look inside my spring case, spring box. I took the time, like you get this spring chart with associated springs when you buy the, I guess they sell like in a bulk kind of springs product, but I wrote down all the spring rates from the different manufacturers in 10 scale, and this is my 10 scale spring rate box or case. I would imagine you would have the same one for 8 scale case, just dedicated to 8 scale springs. But no, this is how I did it. Kind of go into a little bit. Like here's associated rear springs, and this is their rate. Sometimes a pro will write, instead of the spring he's using or he or she is using, they'll write their rate. And this big number here, that's the rate. Sometimes they're running, like I notice a lot of pros will run Kyosho and Yokomo springs, and they're sponsored by, you know, Associated or X-Ray or whatever, and they're running, like I said, Kyosho and Yokomo springs. Well, I wrote down the spring rates for Yokomo, and that's the rear. Then I wrote down the front, and this is stuff I found online and just copy it over to cue cards or whatever, or index cards. Here's Kyosho X Gear. Here's their spring rates for the rear. And then I got the front. Kyosho X Gear spring rate turned sideways. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, like perfect example is like, you know, if Tebow or whatever is running on the rear a red 2.23 spring, and all I got is associated springs, and you know, I could try my best to match up. Like I said, those Killshare springs are $20. I'm no baller or nothing like that. So first tip and first rule is run what you have. So I have Associated Springs, and I know he's got a 2.23 for the rear, and I have Associated. Well, I'll go up and I'll select 2.20, which is the gray spring and Associated. You know, it's close. You know, the little difference you probably wouldn't feel right off, but I have to run it because I don't have Killshare spring, and chances are some of the hobby stores might not have Killshare springs. Or take for instance Mayfield or somebody to run Yokomo, and you know, he's got let's see, front spring, he's running, I don't know, Yokomo red 3.83. well, then again, I got Associated. Can't get my hands on the Yokomo red 3.83, so I'll come over to what I have, and on the front spring, you know, I got a 3.75, and then I got 3.90. You know, I'll go out and practice with both these front springs and see which one I like better, feel wise. And also just because, you know, Mayfield's running that spring, doesn't mean, I mean, your car is going to handle like his car, drive like his car, you're going to drive like him. But, you know, it kind of gives you a base point to where to start, and what the feeling would be, and what you're trying to look for. You run what you have. And these spring rates that I got, I mean, these are just Google, and I took the time to write them down on index cards. But another tip when it comes to shock oils, don't be fooled. Most of your pros, I ain't giving out no names or nothing like that, but most of your pros are all running Associated shock oils. So they may be running Killshare and Yokomo springs, but when it comes to shock oils, they're running Associated. Associated has some of the best shock oils out there, period. Also, diff grease. Associated is hooked up with Lucas and their shock oils and diff grease. Some of the top pros run Associated. I don't care what brand of car that they're running. In their diffs and their shocks, they run Associated. Yeah, this is just my spring case. Like I said, this is how I get my spring rates. You know, like I said, this is just my little conversion, you know, just to help me kind of dial in my car setup. And also, you can go over to a pro and you can ask, you know, well, what spring you have on the front, and they won't give you a color. They'll just say a rate. I have a 2.3 spring on the front. You know, so this is where this comes in handy. Where you're not using some of your springs, like your best springs, especially your Killshare and Yokomos, take them off the car, kind of like I did there. I took them off the car. Sometimes the springs, as they stay on the car and you run them and run them and run them, sometimes they get softer and they don't hold these values. That's just a little tip, a little 2 cents. But and if you haven't, click subscribe, thumbs up, whatever. You know, if you want to keep updated on new stuff or whatever, or new videos that drop, click the notification button. And also heard some good news today. Beach RC is gonna hold a monthly point series race for 5 months. First weekend of every month, starting in May. So I think it's May 5th will be the first day of the point series race down at Beach RC. And you know, that kind of give us, you know, speedy refugees a place to get our fix, I guess. But and then also Beach RC is gonna hold the J Concept final, and they sound like a 2-year deal, but they also gonna hold the J Concept final at Beach RC, the same dates. You know, at Speed we're switching over to carpet or astroturf. So but yeah, if y'all can make it, I mean, like I say, you know, save up your money, get the hotel room, and go down to beach and run the point series. I mean, that's what I plan on doing. But until Speed gets going, you know, I plan on running also Chris Smith's place. Chris Smith has got a track up in King RC, which is carpet. So I plan on running some carpet. I'm gonna wait till the V6.1 carpet car comes out and probably get that. But I'm definitely gonna get. Oh, another thing is Associated announced the T6, which I told y'all about 6 months ago. But anyway, they just announced it. I don't know when they're gonna drop it, but it should be soon. But yeah, I'm waiting for the 6.1 carpet car and the T6. But yeah, Chris Smith, they run it on Tuesday nights, I think, in King. They got a calendar on Facebook for y'all interested in running carpet. I definitely am when 6.1 come out. But that was just an update on Beach RC point series. Get our clay fix. But anyway, like, subscribe, whatever. I'll see y'all guys at the track.
That's good.
That's alright.
The battery dying. It's taking more to keep it up for the battery leak. Yeah. There you go. It's good, but yeah, that's a little one though. Yeah.